The fight over protected public lands in the United States is gaining new momentum.
The official RNC platform now includes a provision calling for the transfer of ownership of federal public lands to states.
We are certainly on the brink of completely losing our public lands legacy in a way we've never seen before.
If you are not talking to these elected officials and high-level public land management agency leaders, if you're not talking to them about your issues, you are invisible.
We do need to partner and listen to the BLM and listen to the park superintendents.
And what I think is interesting about the Hill to Crag event is we're bringing people who are typically wearing suits in the halls of Congress or in their uniforms in their land management agencies, and we're bringing them out to experience climbing with us for the first time. And it's a special opportunity for people to see what we're talking about firsthand. So we can show them, here's what a bolt looks like. Here's what an anchor looks like. The next time we email you asking about these things, you're gonna have a picture in your head. So it's a really special opportunity to get to have an intimate connection with these people. It's something memorable, and it allows us to share our stories in a really authentic way.
That's why events like this are so important. You realize you've got more resources out there than you might have been aware of, and all it takes is just a little bit of that networking and connecting and brainstorming together to be like, hey, well, we can do this. Here's this pot of money, or here's this group of people, let's combine it and let's make something cool happen.
You get people together and good things happen.
You know, it's just the energy that other climbers bring to this place that just makes you stoked to be there and to want to take care of a place.
Approximately 60% of climbing in America is on public lands.
And so it's absolutely critical to show up and be heard and to be nice. And collaborative and constructive and proactive. If you are doing that, I believe that you will see great results.
And through our work as a collective, we really build political power. So we've tested this in quite a few different states, and just seeing the reaction from lawmakers having an opportunity to connect in that way, pairing it with our Crag Classic event, really provide some perspective for these folks who are coming in and being like, well, I've heard about this climbing thing, but I didn't realize that there was a whole festival built around it, and all of these different industries that, oh yeah, by the way, employ all of these people, and they make these really interesting products, and oh, they're shipped out of my hometown. So seeing that in person, out in the field, provides them this touch point and an understanding about why we care so much about these beautiful places.
What's really impactful and what's really exciting to see is groups like Edelrid and groups like Rhino Skin Solutions and people like Red Point and the folks at the Depot, who are all climbers and came to this place and put down roots here. And so they are buying homes, they're starting families, they are really investing in this place in the long term. And so it's not only a short-term visitation impact anymore, it's long-term economic vitality that we're bringing to these places.
I mean, climbers really are becoming an economic force, and I think it's important for local decision makers to see that. That's why we hosted the Hill to Crag during the Crag Classic.
American Alpine Club, when I was young, was very much oriented toward mountaineering, alpine climbing, and I was a rock climber, not just a rock climber, but a sport climber. It's changed a lot, and now it's a really great organization, and that's why a decade ago I was like, yeah, I need to support this and be part of it.
I think that when we love something, we should work to protect it, and there are many ways to do that in climbing. I love climbing, and so I choose to protect it through being a member of the Access Fund and the American Alpine Club, because they bring us into community with each other, and they also fight to protect the places in which we recreate and to continue our access to them, and then to figure out your local LCOs and the ways in which you can interact with them as well to give back, because climbing bolts don't just happen, trails don't just happen, we don't get access just naturally. That is something we have to fight for, and we have to continue to fight for. And so as climbing grows and as it becomes more popular, it's even more important to help the community understand what the sport is, so that they can also learn how to support its growth and to make it more accessible to not just people who've been doing it for a long time, but for many people who want to give it a try.